Hi there YouTube, I'm coming to you today with another review, and today we're going to be looking at the Pachinko controller by Sunsoft for the Super Famicom. Now if you're anything like me, you'll have no idea what Pachinko is. I actually had to do a bit of research myself, and I watched a video about some creepy guy in a bad suit talking about how beautiful his girlfriend is. But in that video he also described what Pachinko is quite well. I'll put a link to that video in the description if you'd like. But for those of you who can't be bothered watching it, I'll briefly try and give you a rundown of what Pachinko is. Pachinko is basically a cross between pokies and pinball. The idea of it is you have to get your balls in some little areas at the bottom of the Pachinko machine, and the dial, which is what this is simulating, you turn on the right and that will determine how hard the balls come flying up out the side of the Pachinko machine. Hopefully that's clear enough. If not, watch the video. But I'm here to talk about the controller itself, so let's have a quick look at what we've got here. Obviously you've been staring at the box for quite a while now, so there's a quick close-up of that one. I can't read Japanese, so I can't translate any of this for you, I'm afraid. Now the games that I tried this with was, I think it was called the Hisato Pachinko Collection. The reason I chose that was because it's a Sunsoft game, and I guess it was, you know, by logic you'd assume that means it's going to work with it, which it did. I can verify that it works with all the Hisato Pachinko Collection games. So let's have a look in the box and what we've actually got. There's a little suction cup, which I didn't actually use. Maybe that would have made things a bit easier. I don't know. I didn't really struggle that much with it anyway. So the suction cup and the controller itself. Nothing else in there? Nope. So what have we got? There's the controller. It's got a little picture of a fat bird wearing a beanie on the top and the Sunsoft logo with Super Famicom underneath. It's got a little bit of a rattle to it, but it does feel like quality workmanship. The cord is quite long for, especially for Super Famicom. Super Famicom seem to have a lot shorter cords for some reason. But even by Super Nintendo standards, that's quite a long cord. It's 2.1 meters, which is still nothing on the batter up, but I don't think anything's ever going to beat that. So how did it perform? Well, let's see. When you, like I said, this is simulating the dial on the bottom right. I think it's usually on the bottom right. Maybe I'm wrong. I only saw the video. But the dial itself, the thing is spring-loaded, so you'll turn it to the level you want. It'll jump back if you let go. I guess the idea of it is you just kind of find the honey spot and hold it there and let the balls kind of, keep flying out and hopefully go in the area that you want them to go. Sounds kind of boring, but I guess it's no worse than the pokies where you just sit there hitting a button the whole time. This did feel kind of a bit more interactive, and honestly, like, it felt really, really responsive. Maybe it was just my imagination, but even like the slightest little movements felt like they were making a difference when I was playing the game. Now that might just be really good programming or the randomness of Pachinko, but it did feel really quite good. As a controller, I mean, you can't really use it with any other games other than the Pachinko games. But no, it was really quite good. Oh, there was another thing here, a little button down the side. What that did, it took me a little while to work out. But when you kind of found that sweet spot and you're holding it there, the balls will kind of fire out, bang, 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 and they'll just keep doing that. When you hit that button down the bottom there, it just pauses it. So even though you found the sweet spot, if you don't want to let go for whatever reason, you can just hold that and it'll stop the balls coming out for a few seconds or minutes or however long you hold that button at the bottom. As soon as you let go, they start up again. So yeah, how did it perform? It performed really, really well. Obviously, yeah, you can't use it with any other game than a Pachinko game, but like I said, it was really responsive. It was kind of interesting. I don't think I'm going to use it on a regular basis, but it did exactly what it was supposed to do. And for that, you know, look, I guess I'd have to give it a 10. I don't usually do that, but I've got nothing else to compare it to, and it worked really well. It worked really, really well. For those of you who aren't interested in Pachinko, I'd probably steer clear of this, unless you're a bit of a collector of controllers like myself, in which case, yeah, it's going to make a nice addition to your collection. It's not a bad piece of kit, and it's kind of fun to just have a go. So there you go, the Pachinko controller by Sunsoft for the Super Famicom. We'll see you next time.